Welcome back to Swift Media. My name is MJK and I'm here to bring you the biography of the late Tanzania President John Pombe Magufuli. This article that I'm reading for you is heavily edited because its subject has recently, he just died some few hours ago. So acknowledge about the circumstances of the death and surrounding events may change rapidly as more facts come to light. Initial news reports may be unreliable, and the most recent updates to this article may not reflect the most current information. Please feel free to improve this article, but note that updates without valid and reliable references will be removed or discussed changes on the talk page. Okay. John Pombe Magufuli was born in 29th October 1959 and he died in 17th March 2021. Magufuli was a Tanzanian president who served as the 5th president from 2015 until his death. He served as a Minister of Works, Transport and Communications from 2000 to 2005 and 2010 to 2015, and was the chairman of the Southern African Development Community from 2019 to 2020. First elected as a member of parliament in 1995, he served in the cabinet of Tanzania as a deputy minister of works from 1995 to 2000, a minister of works from 2000 to 2006, Minister of Lands and Human Settlement from 2006 to 2008, Minister of Livestock and Fisheries from 2008 to 2010, and as a Minister of Works for a second time from 2010 to 2015. Running as the candidate of Chama cha Mapinduzi CCM, the country's dominant party, he won the October 2015 presidential elections and was sworn in 5th November 2015. Magufuli ran on a platform of reducing government corruption and spending while also investing in Tanzania industries, but he has been accused of having increasing autocratic tendencies brought on by restrictions from freedom of speech and crackdown on members of the political opposition. Now let's jump into education. John Joseph Magufuli started his education at the Chato Primary School from 1967 to 1974 and went on to the Katoke Seminary in Biharamulo for his secondary education from 1975 to 1977 before relocating to Lake Secondary School in 1977 and graduating in 1978. He joined Mkwawa High School for his advanced level studies in 1979 and graduated in 1981. That the same year he joined Mkwawa College of Education, and I quote, this is in brackets, a constituent college of the University of Dar es Salaam, for diploma in education science, majority in chemistry, mathematics, and education. Magufuli earned his Bachelor of Science in Education degree, majority in chemistry and mathematics as teaching subjects from the University of Dar es Salaam in 1988. He also earned his Master's and doctorate degree in chemistry from the University of Dar es Salaam in 1994 to 2009 respectively. In late 2019, he was awarded honorary doctorate by the University of Dodoma for improving the economy of the country. Let's jump into early life and political career. career. John Pombe Magufuli ventured into elective politics after a short period as a teacher at the Sengerema Secondary School between 1982 and 1993. He taught chemistry and mathematics. Later on, he quit his teaching job and was employed by the Nyanza Cooperative Union Limited as an industrial chemist. He remained there for from 1989 to 1995 when he was elected as a member of parliament representing Chato district. He was appointed deputy minister for works in his first term as an MP. He retained his seat in 2000 and elected and was promoted to a full ministerial position under the same docket. After President Jakaya Kikwete was requested to take office, he moved Joseph Magufuli to the post of Minister of Lands and Human Settlement on 4th January 2006. Subsequently, he served as a Minister of Livestock and Fisheries from 2008 to 2010 and again as a Minister of Works from 2010 to 2015. Let's jump into 2015 presidential election. On 12th July 2015, Magufuli was nominated as a CCM's presidential candidate for the 2015 election, winning the majority votes against the opponent, Justice Minister from former United Nations, Deputy Secretary General Ms. Asha Rose Migiro, and the African Union Ambassador to the United States of America, Ms. Amina Salum Ali, for the party's nomination. Although Magufuli faced a strong challenge from opposition candidate and the previous CCM political party member Edward Lowassa in election held on 25th October 2015. Magufuli was declared the winner by the National Electoral Commission on 29th October. He received 58% of the vote. His running mate Samia Suluhu was also declared vice president. He was sworn in on 5th November 2015. Magufuli was elected on a program to regain economic in the face of international financial institutions. According to the academic and political scientist Rwekaza Mukandala. Okay, let's jump into 2020 presidential election. In July 2020, Magufuli was nominated as the CCM's presidential candidate in elections scheduled for October 2020. His nomination was not opposed after the expulsion from the party earlier in the year of Bernard Membe, a former foreign minister who had planned to challenge the nomination. Okay, he received the highest votes and was therefore re-elected to extend his presidency until 2025 for a second term. According to Al Jazeera, the election was marred by allegations of arrest and of candidates and protest restrictions on agents of political parties to access polling stations, multiple voting, pre-ticking of ballots, and widespread blocking of social media. A local election watchdog group noted a heavy deployment of military and police whose conduct created a climate of fear. Let's jump into presidency. After taking office, Magufuli immediately began to impose measures of curb government spending, such as barring unnecessary foreign travel by government officials, using cheaper vehicles and boardrooms for transport and meetings respectively, shrinking the delegation for a tour of the Commonwealth of 50 people to 4, dropping its to sponsorship of a World AIDS Day exhibition in favor of purchasing AIDS medication and discouraging lavish events and parties by public institutions, such as cutting the budget of a dinner inaugurating the new parliament seat. Magufuli reduced his own salary from $15,000 to $4,000 per month. Magufuli also suspended the country's Independence Day festival for 2015 in favor of a national cleanup campaign to help reduce the spread of cholera. Magufuli personally participated in the cleanup efforts, having stated that it was so shameful that we are spending huge amounts of money to celebrate 54 years of independence when our people are dying of cholera. The cost savings were to be invested towards improving hospitals and sanitation in the country. Let's continue from October 10th, 2015, more than a month after kicking office. Magufuli announced his cabinet its size was reduced from 30 minutes to 19 to help reduce costs. On 12th April 2016, Magufuli conducted his first foreign visit to Rwanda, where he met his Rwandan counterpart Paul Kagame and inaugurated the new bridge and one-stop border post at Rusumo. Magufuli also attended the memorial of the 22nd anniversary of the Rwandan genocide. And I continue. In July 2016, Tanzania banned shisha smoking, with Magufuli citing its health effect among youths as the person. In March 2017, Tanzania banned the effort of unprocessed, also in effort of encouraging domestic smelting. In January 2018, Magufuli issued a directive ordering the suspension of registration for foraging merchant ships following recent incidents surrounding the Suiza of overseas shipment for illegal goods, especially drugs and weapons, being transported under the flag. Tanzania and Zanzibar had gained reputations for being flags of convenience. In the same year, he reduced the fee of free education for all the government schools in 2016.
With Tanzanian justice, the country has amended the laws governing the award of mining contracts, giving itself the right to renegotiate or terminate them in the event of proven fraud. The new legislation also removes the right of mining companies to resort to international arbitration. The tax dispute with Acacia Mining, accused of having significantly undervalued its gold production for years, finally resulted in an agreement. Tanzania obtained 16% of the shares in the mines held by the multinational 28 in May 2020. Acacia Mining paid $100 million to the government to end dispute as the first tranche of the $300M29. However, this anti-corruption policy has also frightened investors, who now fear they will have to deal with Tanzanian justice and weakened growth, according to Zitto Kabwe, one of the leaders of the opposition ACT party. With one of the highest economic growth rates on the African continent, 5.8% in 2018 and an estimated 6% for 2019 according to the IMF, the Tanzanian government is embarking on a vast program of infrastructure development, particularly rail infrastructure. The small fishing port of Bagamoyo, to which $10 billion of investment has been allocated, is expected to become the largest port in Africa by 2030. Infrastructure Magufuli's government worked on various infrastructure projects targeting economic development. 31 projects include the addition of half a dozen Air Tanzania planes as a way of reviving the national carrier. 32 The expansion of Terminal 3 of Julius Nyerere International Airport, construction of Tanzania's standard gauge railway, Mpugal flyover, Julius Nyerere hydropower station, Ubungo interchange, new Solander bridge, Kigongo Bisisi Bridge, Hujima Borazia Afia, Vichuo Borazia Afia, expansion of Port of Dar es Salaam, Dodoma Bus Terminal, Liquefied Natural Gas Plant, Water Project, Wind Farm Project, Uhuru Hospital Project, Gold Refinery Plant and Magufuli Bus Terminal 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Magufuli has received the nickname the bulldozer in reference to his roadworks projects, but the term has also been used about his moves to reduce spending and corruption within the Tanzanian government. 39 Following Magufuli's initial rounds of cuts post-inauguration, the hashtag what would Magufuli do was used by Twitter users to demonstrate their own austerity measures inspired by the president. 15 Human rights. Magufuli's government has been accused of repressing opposition to his leadership, including laws restricting opposition rallies, the suspension of the Swahili language Mawio newspaper in 2016, for publishing false and inflammatory reporting regarding the nullification of election results in Zanzibar, threatening to shut down radio and television stations that do not pay license fees, and a 2018 bill requiring blogs and other forms of online content providers to hold government licenses with content restrictions. 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. A devout Roman Catholic, he has been publicly criticized by the Tanzania Episcopal Conference, TEC, for taking measures that suppress constitutional freedoms and, in the view of the bishops, represent a threat to national unity. 45 people in Tanzania have been arrested for cyberbullying the president. 46 LGBTQ intimidation and abuses. People convicted of same-sex liaisons in Tanzania can be jailed for up to 30 years. In October 2016, the Tanzanian government banned HIV/AIDS outreach projects and closed US-funded programs that provide HIV testing, condoms and medical care to the gay community. The countrywide closure of private HIV clinics began soon afterward. In late 2018, Magufuli initiated a nationwide crackdown, threatening to arrest and deport anyone campaigning for gay rights and making it difficult to find a lawyer who will defend cases of violence against LGBTQ people. 47 Paul Makonda, Magufuli's regional commissioner of the capital Dar es Salaam, stated in 2016, if there's a homosexual who has a Facebook account, or with an Instagram account, all those who follow him, it is very clear that they are just as guilty as the homosexual. 48. 2 years later, he announced that a committee of 17 members consisting of police, lawyers, and doctors, had been formed to identify homosexuals. Within 1 day of the announcement, authorities reportedly received 5,763 messages from the public, with more than 100 names. 49 Hamisi Kigwangala, Tanzania's deputy health minister, said he supports the use of anal exams to prove whether someone is having gay sex. The test is widely considered to be a violation of human rights by medical experts. 50 Health birth control. In September 2018, John Magufuli told a rally, those going for family planning are lazy, they are afraid they will not be able to feed their children. They do not want to work hard to feed a large family, and that is why they opt for birth controls and end up with 1 or 2 children only. 51-52 He urged people not to listen to those advising about birth control, some of it coming from foreigners, because it has sinister motives. 53 The statement has drawn criticism from Amnesty International and others. 54 In July 2019, Magufuli urged women to set your ovaries free. 55 COVID-19 vaccinations are dangerous. If white people were able to come up with vaccinations, a vaccination for AIDS would have been found, Magufuli claimed in a January 2021 speech. 56 Religious aspect. When questioned about closing churches during the COVID-19 pandemic in Tanzania, he stated that's where there is true healing. Corona is the devil and it cannot survive in the body of Jesus. 57 Magufuli and Dar es Salaam Regional Commissioner Paul Makonda announced that the disease had been defeated by national prayer, and called for a public celebration. 58 The corona disease has been eliminated thanks to God, Magufuli told the church congregation in Dodoma, the country's capital. The World Health Organization, WHO, has queried the government's approach to COVID-19. By June 2020, the government had not published data on the coronavirus since late April. 59 PCR kits. He instructed security forces to blindly test coronavirus PCR test kits for quality on goats, papaya, sheep, and motor oil. All of them, he said, had been found to be positive for COVID-19. 60 Personal life. He was married to Janeth Magufuli, a primary school teacher, and had 3 children together. 61 A Kenyan newspaper reported on March 10, 2021 that an African leader was being treated for COVID-19 at a hospital in Nairobi, leading to speculation that it could be President Magufuli, who had not been seen in public since February. 62 On the night of March 17, 2021, Tanzania's Vice President, Samia Suluhu, announced Magufuli's death and attributed it to heart-related problems. 1.